Welcome to the Jaffray method of painting.
Hello art family, welcome to my studio, to my channel. Today I'd like to discuss with you some basic training methods on mastering brush control. And I believe brush control is something that is absolutely essential when you're trying to dig deep within yourself to get the confidence to approach a painting in a way that the painting flows from you. I believe this is absolutely essential, especially when you're a beginning learning artist. It is a self-discovery process more than anything else, and I've seen it countless times that people get a shock at how that creative ability just flows from them if you put them in the right environment and the right setting. And I found in many ways you can become discouraged when you begin painting, you begin working and on an art piece, and most people have a day job and they come home, they're tired, they just want a time to relax and to maybe practice some technique, get into a nice painting. And for the absolute beginner, there's so many challenges that are just slamming in front of them, where they've got to mix the right colors, they've got to have the proper lighting, they've got to choose which brushes to use, and there's just so many variables that by the time they get into the process, it's already time to stop, it's late, and you've got to get an early night's sleep or a good night's sleep for the day ahead tomorrow. So I've discovered a method that I call the Jaffray method of painting, where I will paint with you as your private art tutor, which is the name of my website. I will send you the palette for the painting that you want to paint and a video, so that you can watch me and work with me, because I believe I have a little mantra: teach by demonstration and learn by participation. So I believe that's very important. So today we'll just talk about limited brush palette. Limited brush palette is where I've managed to simplify the landscape painting procedure by taking away all the different fancy brushes and just bringing in a basic set of 4 brushes that you will be able to start and finish a painting. Working obviously from big brush to little brush, so that you can get that technique solid, and also the right colors and how those colors look after they're mixed out of the tube. I will be using the prismatic color wheel in most of my demonstrations, whether beginner or advanced, and obviously the chromatic, which you should be able to find on the internet or wherever. But I hope to add that little booklet or a little booklet with all these different terminologies, just so that you can familiarize yourself with the basic ideas that I'm trying to put across for you to get from absolute beginner to advanced in a period of less than a year, which I believe is more than possible, because I do have a little art studio here in Port Elizabeth where I do teach, and I have quite a lot of students that have been benefiting from my technique and the way I approach painting, which is a more direct approach. I guess in the oil painting language they would call it alla prima, and the technique does work with either oil or acrylic. So you are most welcome to follow what you can follow with. You don't have to order the palette online and things like that. You can just maybe get a few of the tips and tricks and follow along. But today I'd just like to give a little demonstration in why I think it is important to have a limited brush palette and to practice that. Now, a little history behind that is that I also studied calligraphy, and I found one of the most beneficial things when I didn't have time to sit down, set up, put the alphabet in front of me and begin training, was just to take my dip pen, dip it in the ink and make markings on the paper. So little diagonal markings, and using the brush or the brush pen or the calligraphy pen in this case, in the way that it was designed to be used, holding it at the 45-degree angle and things like that. And I found that when I did have time to practice my alphabets, and when I had to do a little project or little certificate thingies, that it was much easier for me to do that after I had practiced and mastered just the basics of brush pen control and calligraphy pen control. So that's why I love to tell students and people who want to learn art and people who are also practice artists is, listen, give time to sitting with one color and getting that technique out, getting that technique right. So without much delay, I'd just like to get into that right now and share that with you. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video in the next episode.
Before you go, please remember to like and subscribe. And happy painting, everyone!